There was a show for NEW here in Connecticut. It was about 6 months before Rowdy Piper had passed away, give or take. If you knew anything about Rowdy Piper, he really took his time when he would do meet and greets. If it wasn't 5 or 10 minutes, it sure felt like it was just the attention he would give you, the eye contact, really paying attention and really wanting to get to know you as an individual. Well, because of that, at this particular show, the way the auditorium had been set up, you had to kind of wait in line in front of other wrestlers in order to get to the next person. It would get a little nerve-wracking if you didn't want to meet that particular person, but you were still kind of waiting in line, so you were just hovering around their table, which is what happened that day with the Young Bucks. At the time, I wasn't familiar with who the Young Bucks were, but being right in front of them for so long, I had started to become a fan of theirs just by talking to them as people. You know what? This is embarrassing. I'm going to try to call back later. I'm sorry. I have a really bad panic disorder, and even doing a voicemail like this kind of giving me a panic attack. I'm going to try to call you back later. This is really embarrassing. Let me try this again.
Well, he did not try it again, and this show is anonymous, so nobody really knows who that is. And I felt it was important to put that phone call in. I think that's part of the show. We did get a little bit of the story. It is true. Rowdy Piper would take his time. He was such a sweetheart. And it is true that as a wrestler who's been in both situations, the worst is when you're praying that somebody comes to your merchandise table, but there's a line for somebody else, so nobody is able to get through that line to get to your merchandise table, and you feel like a total asshole. And it must be true that the Young Bucks are great guys, at the time great kids, very personable, very fun. It's how I like to play at the merchandise table. I like to just be open and fun, have a good time, let the wrestling fans see a good part of me. And with that, you hope to make new fans and new friends, and that's exactly what happened. But I did also want to play the end part, because that's almost a wrestling story in itself, calling up a wrestling podcast show and not being able to take it, having a panic attack or having a disorder. It's all part of the process, and I hope it's okay. I kept it in. And if you want to call back and tell more of that story, I'll be sure to play that part too. Hey, thanks for watching. That call was part of a whole podcast called Wrestling Anonymous. Listen to the whole thing weekly. Wherever you listen to your podcast, go subscribe. And while you're at it, subscribe right here on YouTube to Colt Cabana's channel. Thank you.